Yesterday we were discussing till the planet Mars. When Mercury happens to be in the first house, person is cheerful, humorous, well-read. He is clever, has many enemies. He is learned, fond of occult studies and astronomy. He is witty, influential, intellectual, respected, long-lived. Love of literature and poetry is also seen. Generally, Mercury, when it is placed in the Lagna, it gives a charming appearance to the native. So when Mercury happens to be in the second house, the person is religious and learned. He is philosophical, has sweet speech. He is a good conversationalist. He is humorous in speech. He is clever and has many children. He is determined, fine manners is seen, captivating look, self-acquisition. He is wealthy and he is clever in earning money. When Mercury happens to be in the third house, possibility of daughters or more, happy mother, the native is clever, is cruel, he is tactful and diplomatic and has good writing skills, good publishing skills, he is bold and sensible. When Mercury happens to be in the fourth house, the house of learning and education, he is well learned, he is an agriculturist, uh, good mother, unhappy, skilled in tricks and is cultured and affectionate, is inclined to pursue literary activities as well. When Mercury happens to be in the fifth house, the native is intelligent, he is learned, quarrelsome, danger to maternal uncles are indicated, parents are sickly, good administrative ability, fond of good furniture and dress, respect from rich people, ministerial office, executive ability, is highly speculative. Um, Good scholars are born where Mercury is placed in the fifth house. Sometimes danger to father is also seen and is bit combative. When Mercury happens to be in the sixth house, the native is respected, interrupted education, subordinate officer, executive capacity is seen. The native is quarrelsome, showy, losses in money, troubles in the feet and toes is seen. Now, when Mercury happens to be in the seventh house, interesting literary abilities are seen early in life. Success, early marriage, wife is handsome, is dutiful, breaks in educations are indicated. He is learned in astrology, astronomy, and mathematics. Success through trade, successful, dashing, religious, charitable, and strong body. Now, when Mercury happens to be in the eighth house, long life is indicated, landed estate, easy access to anything desired, grief through domestics, and house, obliging a few issues, much landed property. He is famous, respected, and ill health is seen. When Mercury happens to be in the ninth house, the native is highly educated. He is a musician, many children, obliging, licentious. He is quite philosophical, lover of literature, has a creative bent of mind. He is inquisitive, scientific minded, popular, is well known for his behavior. When Mercury happens to be in the 10th house, the native is determined, fortunate, enjoyment in life is seen, he is intelligent, bad eyesight, he is active and cheerful, he is charitable and philanthropic. In 11th house, Mercury bestows the native with good amount of gains. He is wealthy, happy, and mathematical faculties are seen. He can be a very good astrologer, many friends among famous men, many lands, logical and scientific, and success in trade and commerce is also seen. When, however, Mercury happens to be in the 12th house, the native is philosophical, intelligent, worried, adulterous, um, narrow minded, is gifted with good intellect, despondent, passionate, few children's, he lacks opportunities and to mother is seen. Now, these are simply the general results as we have discussed before. So, the next planet is Venus, and when Venus happens to be in the ascendant, the person becomes an expert mathematician, very fortunate, ambitious, bold, long life is indicated, fond of wife, skilled in essential science, successful, practical. He is lover of scents and flowers. Women skilled in fine arts, pleasing. He can be an astrologer, much magnetic power, leader of people. Now, in second house, large family, happy, delicious drinks, luxurious meals, handsome, large eyesight, charming wife, brilliant, polite, educated, obliging, rapid in mind, clever in speech, agreeable, creative author, conservative, composer, economical, wealthy, logical, and the native is seen to be able. Now, in third house, however, the native is lover of fine arts. It is seen that the native undergoes a lot of difficulties in completing his education, formal education. Posterity to mother is wealthy, miserly, well placed, likes traveling, and has original thought. Similarly, when Venus happens to be in the fourth house, the native is intelligent, happy, affectionate, learned, affectionate mother, agriculturist, educated, scientific midlife, protector of cattle, um, fond of milk, famous, literary, successful, and popular. Now, when Venus happens to be in the fifth house, the native is clever, intelligent. He can become a good counselor. A danger to mother is seen. He is a commander, educated, social, a sociable person. He is kind hearted, good natured, many daughters and few sons, and commendable manners can be seen in such a native. When Venus happens to be in the sixth house, the person is licentious, loose habits, anger, low mileage form, destruction to enemies, fond of other women is seen. Now, when Venus happens to be in the seventh house, the native is passionate, unhealthy habits are seen. Um, we know that Karako Bhavanasho, when Venus happens to be in the seventh house, for which it is the natural Karaka, then it creates a lot of trouble to that particular house. Happy marriage is seen inclined towards sexual pleasure. Now, in eighth house, danger to mother is seen. Happy, given to bad habits, short lived, famous, celebrated, unexpected legacies, trouble in mind, disappointment in love affair, pious later in life. Now, when it happens to be in the ninth house, the person is selfish but religious. He respects the preceptors, he is able, successful commander, lover of fine arts and generous. Now, in 10th house, however, respect from divine people and parents. When it occupies 10th house, the person has good artistic skills. He can be a good minister and can own petrol pumps and can have broken education. He can become a successful lawyer, uh, a social person, and popular. Now, when Venus happens to be in the 11th house, the native is influential, is wealthy, good conveyances are seen, many friends, and much popularity is seen. In 12th house, however, the native is mean minded, uh, fond of low women, miserly, licentious. Of course, for particular certain lagnas, Venus occupying the 12th house is good. The native is unprincipled, weak eyesights are seen. He is fond of sensual pleasures. He is a liar, unhappy love affairs are also indicated. So when Saturn is the next planet which we are going to discuss. When Saturn happens to be in the first house, see, the native has an attitude that everything is predestined, so he is lazy. Foreign customs and habits are seen. He has a perverted mind, bad thoughts, evil natured, well built thighs, strong minded, cunning, unclean. He is passionate, curious, deformed, sickly, exploring, licentious, addicted to low class women. Now, when Saturn happens to be in the second house, more than one marriage, diseased face, diseased face and speech, unpopular, broken education, weak eyesight, unsocial, harsh speech, stammering, addicted to wine, and certain kinds of addictions. Now, when in third house, the native is intelligent and wealthy, but he is wicked. Loss of brothers are seen. He is polite and adventurous. He is bold, eccentric, cruel, courageous, obliging, and agriculturist. Now, when Saturn happens to be in the fourth house, dangers to mother is seen along with moon, or if it is aspecting moon, unhappy, sudden problems, problems with regard to property, narrow-minded, crafty, estates encumbered, is a good thinker, success in foreign countries, political disfavor is seen, is licentious, interrupted education is also seen. Now, when Saturn happens to be in the fifth house, the native is narrow-minded, mediocre life, no children, perverted views. He is a tale-teller. A government displeasure is also seen, troubled life, unclear-minded. When Saturn happens to be in the sixth house, the native is sickly, few children, quarrelsome, sexual diseases, clever, active, indebted. Now, in the seventh house, more than one wife, enterprising, sickly, colic pains, deafness, diplomatic, stable marriage, ambitious. The person can have good political success, traveling, disseminated foreign honors and reputation. So, when Saturn happens to be in the eighth house, a lot of disappointments are seen. The native is more seductive. He has a big belly, few issues, incline or some kind of addiction, friendship with women of other castes. If it is along with malefics, the native is dishonest, ungrateful, cruel, but of course it gives long life. Now, in ninth house, legal success is seen. Founder of charitable institution, very miserly, thrifty in domestic life. The native is scientific, but irreligious, logical, ceremonial minded, and lack of opportunities is also seen. Now, when Saturn happens to be in the 10th house, visit to sacred rivers and trends, great worker, busy farmer, sudden elevations and depressions, residence in foreign countries. Later on in life, he takes to asceticism. So in 11th house, however, the native is learned, feared and respected, very wealthy, much landed property, broken education is seen, political success, influential and political respect is also given. Now in 12th house, however, the native has deformed eyesight, losses in trade, learned in occult science, poor, spendthrift, many enemies, unpopular, attracted towards yoga and liberation in the later part of life. Now the next planet is Rahu. When Rahu happens in, the native is obliging, sympathetic, abortion is seen, courageous, sickly wife or husband. Now in second house, poor and more than one wife is indicated, dark complexion, diseased face, peevish, luxurious dinners are seen, some kind of addiction and harsh speech is also seen. In third house, however, few children, wealthy, bold, adventurous, courageous, good gymnastics, and many relationships are seen. In fourth, liaison with women of easy virtue, subordinate, proficient in foreign languages are seen. When Rahu happens to be in the fifth house, the native could be childless, fraudulent, narrow-minded, and hard-hearted. In sixth house, however, enjoyment, venereal complaints, destruction to enemies, and many cousins are seen. However, in seventh house, wife suffering from menstrual disorders, widow or diverse connections, diabetes, luxurious food, unhappy. In eighth house, however, um, the native is vicious, degraded, quarrelsome, narrow-minded, immoral, and adulterous. In ninth house, generally the person becomes a puppet in the hands of wife, impolite, uncharitable, emaciated, based, loose morals are seen. In tenth, intimacy with widows, taste in poetry and literature, good artist, traveler, and learner. When Rahu happens to be in the 11th house, the native is wealthy, influential among lower caste, many children, good agriculturist. Now in 12th house, however, the native is deformed, few children, defective eyesight, very many losses, and saintly. So the next planet being Ketu. Now in first house, Ketu makes the native have an emaciated figure, weak constitution, much perspiration, weak-hearted, possibility of piles and sensual indulgence, but the native is diplomatic.